Steph here with Crafty Ladybug. Today's tutorial is going to be on the Sailor's Reef Knot Bracelet. R-E-E-F is the name of this knot that is within inside of this bracelet. It's a very simple and easy bracelet to make, and I hope you will join along with me. If you're doing a solid color, you need about 150 bands of that color. If you wanted to do two colors, which I'm doing today, you'll need about 100 bands for the outside edge and about 50 bands for the inside edge. And this is going to depend upon how large or small your wrist is as to how many times you need to make this pattern. I'm going to show you a transfer, so we're actually going to be making two of these in order for it to fit around my wrist. Your wrist may be smaller, you may only need to do one and a couple extra extensions, but it's very easy and simple to follow. We're going to begin with our loom set in the standard offset configuration. You want to take two bands, and we're just going to line all the way down the left side with two bands, just like you would do a single chain, all the way down to the end. Once again with two bands, and be sure to push the bands down. Try to keep them as straight as possible. Sometimes they'll twist, but it'll be okay. And all the way down to the end. Once you reach the end band, you want to do a 2-time cap band on that end piece there. Next, we want to do the right side. And once again, it's just going to be straight 2 bands all the way down the loom. And as stated, this is a really simple bracelet to make. And I love the way it looks. I love the way it turned out. So nautical feeling. Boys find it a little bit more masculine. Now that I'm at the end with the 2 bands, you need to take a single band and cap it on there twice. Okay. And the next step, we're going to go back up here to the top again. And this is going to be where you take 2 bands and we're going to slip knot them together. So lay your right hand band over your left and then reach in with your right and reach under and in with your left hand and pull it together in a slip knot. Then take the slip knot and place it on peg number 2, left and 2 right. Once again, 2 bands, right over left, reach into right, reach under and into the left one, and tie it off in a slip knot. And you want to do the knot in the same fashion every time. Right over left, reach into the right, reach in under the left, and you want to do the knot the same way all the way down the loom. If not, it'll get a little twisted. It'll still look okay, but it'll be a little twisted. And we're going to be placing one of these slip knot type of band structures together. And we're going to lay that all the way down the loom. I wanted to call this bracelet the slip knot bracelet, but that name's already been taken. So I did a little research on the nautical bracelets or nautical knots, and it's actually called a reef knot. Reach in. And you guys get the point with the slip knot. Should by now, right over left. If I'm too fast for you, just simply play it back. And watch how to do the slip knot over and over and over again, because that's all we're doing. My daughter picked up on this technique very quickly. And left over right, under right to left. Okay. Now that we've reached the bottom, you do not want to place one on this cap band yet. So don't place one on that cap band. And actually I lied. Let's place one on that cap band. We'll cut it off later if we don't need it. One more knot right there. So just make sure that you slide it down over those cap bands. Okay, and then we're going to take our hook and we're going to loom up the left and we're going to loom up the right. So it's just going to be reaching back beyond that cat band, beyond that white one, and we're just going to come straight forward. You want to push back your horizontal band, no matter what color it is, and treat that as any other horizontal band where you push back on it to grab the bands underneath. This is kind of like your basic chain bracelet, just reaching in and looming straight forward. And as I said, you can do 2 colors, which would be the same color on the outside edge and a different color in the center. Or you could do one solid color, or you could do a color here, color in the center for the knots, and a different color on this side. I may try to put one of those together for the 4th of July holiday. See how that turns out. So once again, you're just straightforward looping. You can do this in the color of your country's flag. In my case, it's red, white, and blue. Different colors will look differently together. So if it doesn't have the same outcome, it's your color combination that you've chosen. Okay, so we've reached the end. I'm going to take my hook. I'm going to reach into the right side, grab those bands that are there. I'm going to reach into the left side, and then I'm just going to pull up on it on the loom. And there we have got one portion of the bracelet done. And if you just stretch it out and tug on it a little bit, that'll tighten up the knots. As you wear it, they're going to slide and slip loose a little bit, hence the reason why I wanted to call it the slip knot. But we want to set this aside for a moment. And if you've got a small wrist, you can secure it off and do your extensions on it. I have a larger wrist, so I'm going to make a whole nother set of this and then secure it off. So most of us will be doing this twice, so follow along for the transfer. Once again, it's just 2 bands. We're going to go all the way down the left side again with 2 bands. And just continue down. And oops, lost a band there. Down a little bit. 2 bands, and we don't need a cat band on this end this time because we're going to be using the piece that we're going to transfer onto it. Come back up here to the right again and just use your 2 bands, lay in the basic chain. As I said, this bracelet is super easy. I love it. It's so fast. You can do so many of them so quick. And just keep going. Now we're at the end. Now that we're at the end, we can lay our transfer piece on. Take and place that on the left edge. Place, whoops, this one on the right edge. Okay. And I do want to put a knot underneath of these 2. So I'm going to do that first so I don't forget as I get excited on the other side. I'm going to take a knot and then I'm going to lift up the top 2 bands, which is the upper portion of that loop. I'm going to pull that back for a moment and I'm going to lay the one side. And I'm going to put back those 2 loops. I'm going to do the same thing on the right. I'm going to lift up the top 2 and I'm going to hold on to those for a minute because I need my hook, and lay your slip knot over on that side, and then place your 2 bands back down over that. And that's going to complete our transfer. Now we can just work back at the top again. For some reason I like working from the top down. And just continue on with your slip knots. Once again, trying to make sure that they're knotted in the same direction. Struggling with that one. My fingers are getting fumbly because I'm getting tired. And just keep going with your knots all the way down. And I'm hoping to fast forward through this part because you guys should probably have this down packed by now. Let's continue on. Now when we secure off the ends, that is going to be a little different for us. So if you fast forward through this part, we are going to do the end a little differently. Here we go. Now once again, we can reach into our left side. We're going to loom all the way up. Just the basic chain, loom all the way up. And once you get to the end, you do not want to do that last one yet. So do not do this last one yet. Reach in here to the right. Come straight forward. I'm going too fast, hit the pause button to catch up. But most of us know how just to do the straightforward looping. If not, as I said, just stop for a moment, hit pause. We're going to go all the way to the last peg. Okay, and this part's going to be a little different. I want you to pull off from the bottom. Then I want you to place your bands here over top, and your cap band and your white band over top here. Then we're going to pull back slightly. Cap band needs to stay on there, the white one. And then we're going to reach into peg number 2 and go forward. And we're going to reach in beyond peg 2, the cap bands, and come forward. And we're going to secure everything off with a slip knotted band and secure off the second side with your slip knotted band, and then you're ready to take it off the loom. Finish taking it off this way. Give your bracelet a little tug here and there to stretch out those knots. Let's hide our little slip knots here back into the blue, where you can tie them together either way. Some people, everybody's got a different way of doing this. You could have used C-clips, but I don't care for C-clips too much. My fingers are just too fat. I have a hard time holding on to the C-clips. So there I've just hidden our bands. And here we have got our Sailor's Reef Knot Bracelet. Stretch it on over your wrist. And when the bands relax a little bit, tug them out. There we've got our Sailor's Reef Knot Bracelet. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Please visit me on Facebook at Crafty Ladybug Rainbow Loom Creations to see more great ideas. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. And there's our Sailor's Reef Bracelet. Bye-bye.